everyone, and welcome back to our channel. This is a place where we try to bring you information to help you answer the questions that you might have. If you like what you hear, please let us know. And if you have any questions or topics you want to hear about, let us know that too. We would appreciate it if you like and share our channel, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. When you do that, you will be alerted of new information, or you will be alerted when we have new information. So today with us is Christine from A4S Law. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Lizette. How are you?
Very cold here in South Africa, and there by you guys. I see you're wearing a hat, so it might be
Yeah,
sunny.
because it's so sunny. My future's so bright. I have to wear sunglasses, but I don't have them.
I wish I was there now. It's super cold here.
It's so hard to
Okay.
believe because it's like I would say it's probably in the 90s here. It's unbelievable.
Oh dear.
And it's gonna start to get warmer.
More warmer. Oh my goodness me.
Yeah.
So let's dive right into it.
Yeah, what are we talking about today? Are we talking about what's the topic?
We are talking about misconceptions when we are hiring a lawyer. So we have a variety of questions, and then we would like to hear whatever valuable information or advice you can give us on that.
Oh, no legal advice, only
No legal
general
advice,
information.
no legal advice, just information.
General
So,
information.
Yeah,
Everybody
disclaimer,
should,
everyone.
yeah.
We are not here to give legal advice. It's just information that you can use or that you can learn from.
Yeah,
Basically.
I mean, generally speaking, everybody's situation is different, so it's helpful for people to know that generally we'll give some guidelines, but everybody has to contact someone that will be able to understand exactly what their specific needs are in their specific claim. But we're really talking about, sometimes what people think or don't think about when they're hiring a lawyer. And so I'm hoping to clear up any misconceptions, at least from what I understand.
Yes, of course. So, I think when people are going through a difficult time or through a stressful situation,
Yeah.
for example, like people are starting a possible business venture, they're thinking about maybe starting that, or when they are faced with fraud, whether it be business related or consumer or auto related problems, there's really a variety of topics that people can be facing, or situations rather. The most obvious and common questions most people would face would be something like, do I really need a lawyer for this current situation? Obviously, depending on the type of situation they are in. And would it be seen as a sign of aggression toward other parties that are involved? There's always this stigma, I think, when you decide you want to hire a lawyer, or when you are the first to take action and say, listen, I think I need someone to help me.
Right.
So can you clear that up a bit for us?
Oh, sure. So I always think, even for myself personally, if there's something that I need advice about or I have a question about that might have legal ramifications, whether it's something maybe I'm buying something, it's a big purchase, maybe it's a lease, for the office, or maybe I'm getting into some arrangement, or maybe I'm going to invest in something. I always think it's good to at least consult with a professional that's experienced in that area. And that could be a lawyer, or it could be a CPA person, could be a bookkeeper. But whatever it is, if we're looking at legal situation, generally speaking, it's better to bring in someone early. And because they're going to, if things have gotten elevated between parties and there's been a dispute, bringing in a lawyer will help you, should provide clarity as to what you can do and what you can't do, and if you should do anything at all, and could help maybe mediate a situation, especially if the other side, because sometimes you don't know if the other side has a lawyer or not already. Maybe they haven't said they have. So I always think it's a good idea to bring in a professional to be a sounding board and to really know, like, if it goes this way, should I do this? If it goes this way, should it, to provide you with potential outcomes. And so you have a plan. I always think it's good to have some idea of a plan, and getting a professional involved in areas where, all of us don't have a lot of experience. And I have lawyers call me sometimes for the type of area of law that I do, and they may need it personal help, or they might want to refer someone professionally. So because the law has become a little bit more complex, and it involves federal law and state law, a lot of like warranty law, then it is helpful to call upon someone who focuses in that area. And you may not need to hire them to file a lawsuit. Maybe it's just a matter of having a half an hour consultation to better understand your situation.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just to get a peace of mind, and, just to know you have somebody that can give you advice if you need. I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah. And it's a worthy
So,
investment. Sometimes people,
yeah,
and most lawyers that I know, they'll work with you. If they do have a fee, it could save you lots of money. I understand, sometimes if you hear that you have to pay $100 or $200, but if you most of the time you have a lot at risk, whether it be, a lawsuit that might be filed against you where you'll be spending up a lot more money, or if you've got a huge investment in your home or your car, $150 or $250 spent on a consultation will more than likely than not save you a lot of stress and
yeah,
money.
yeah. I understand. So, does consulting with a lawyer always lead to a lawsuit?
No, I can say for us, when people are hiring us, they're usually helping us to resolve a dispute before they have to file a lawsuit. So getting us involved early on to understand exactly what would be involved if they had to file a lawsuit. And then we're doing investigation about their claims and about working with the other side and trying to help educate the other party about why it's better to probably sit down and try to work things out now rather than forcing one or the other to file a lawsuit. So our interest is in resolving problems. And I think I can speak for most lawyers. That's what we want to do, is not to run up a bill that, that doesn't make sense and doesn't provide a lot of valuable services. It's better for us if clients are really satisfied they were able to resolve their problem, not having to go into a lawsuit, because lawsuits take a long time, and you have to really think about it. There are small claims. If your claim is under $3,500, that's a pretty quick process in the state of Arizona, and different states have different limitations. So that is an option. It is a lawsuit, but it's usually just for the parties themselves, not lawyers are involved. You can hire somebody to mediate the situation, a lawyer or a retired judge. So there are alternative dispute resolution problems to even once you file a lawsuit that are available, and that the court encourages to help parties sit down and at least narrow what the problem really is.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds nice. I think if you can resolve a thing or a dispute or whatever, you have a problem with somebody or a company or whatever, I think it's better to try and resolve it before a lawsuit happens.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's
that
time
makes
well
sense.
spent. Any
Yeah,
efforts to try to resolve it beforehand. And we encourage our own clients to try to resolve it with whomever prior to involving us. Usually they come to us when they have tried and
yeah.
they're not getting anywhere, and so they need some help.
I I think that's the sad reality of the thing is you've tried and then you need to, lawyer up to get a situation resolved. But then this comes to another question that I have. When you are pushed to hiring a lawyer eventually, after you've tried everything and whatnot, is hiring a lawyer expensive? Like, will it
Mm,
be,
It
I don't know.
depends. Yeah, it depends on the
Yeah.
situation. I do know that, at least generally speaking, there's a conception that you can hire a lawyer and they can collect fees once you recover your money and
Oh,
things. And generally speaking, when there's an insurance company involved, like a car accident or some other type of accident where somebody's actually physically hurt, that, that type of law does lean itself towards, being able to do that. But where you have legal services provided and there's not an insurance company on the other side, or, immigration or other types of services, you're going to have to pay for that. But I will say that I know plenty of attorneys, including our firm, where we work out like a payment plan, and we try to do our best to provide, a block of services, and then pay for it under that amount if it's defined. But if we're having to rely on somebody else to respond and we don't know what they will do or what they won't do, and litigation, sometimes, it involves the court making decisions, it involves the other party making decisions, it involves the lawyers making decisions, and then it involves everybody's schedule. So that can, cause frustration when you're in that. So there's another motivation to try to resolve things outside of litigation. But it can be expensive, and there's no doubt about it. But we try to control costs that we can control. And at least for our clients, if we know something's coming up, and before we even go into litigation, we make sure they understand exactly, this is what a deposition costs. For example, deposition, a court reporter has to be present. It's usually 4 hours or so in a place, and court reporter for that kind of a fee can easily run $2,000 or $3,000. So, and then you have the attorney time on top of that, and then you have the other, other attorneys and things involved. But for our clients and stuff, so it can easily be $3,000 to $5,000 for a deposition. That's where you're getting testimony from one witness, and so those kind of costs are expensive. And so that's something to be strongly considered. And we do have those kinds of conversations with folks before filing a lawsuit. And sometimes a law firm, if they have the resources, can, front the costs, but they do have to be paid. And the work we do, we are fee shifting. So the laws that we're pursuing claims on behalf of our clients, generally speaking, I would say 90%, we're looking to recover our clients' attorney's fees and costs. And there are law firms that do civil rights work that's similar, employment law, similar types of civil rights statutes allow for that recovery. So there's an incentive for some attorneys, if they have the resources, to be able to do it on a contingency basis or a partial contingency basis. We have all different types of representation with our firm.
Okay, that's very cool and awesome to know. And that actually makes a lot of sense. Then the other bad question. Now I'm in a situation and I get sued. So what happens when I get sued?
Yeah.
Do I need a lawyer to defend me, or can I just run off and do it myself?
Yeah. Well, when you get sued, and that means getting served with papers, right, that say, the type of court, and it says what jurisdiction, what state, if it's in federal or state or some other type of state court, usually there is a deadline to respond. But one thing I think most people don't understand is you can ask for more time. If you are searching for a lawyer, you just have to file what we'd call a motion, and legal term of art, you have to move the court, ask the court for more time to, get legal counsel, or just to get your documents together to be able to respond. So long as you do those things before the deadline, you have that flexibility. And so this would be a situation where it might be worth speaking to a lawyer, because you might be able to hire a lawyer on what we call a limited scope, where they just help you file documents and prepare a response, and then maybe help you try to negotiate. A couple of the types of cases we do this with is debt settlement, where we're a law firm and the other law firm, we try to resolve it and see if we can come to some sort of amount that the client can or can't pay, or if they have actually claims that are counterclaims, and to negotiate with the other side prior to getting too far into the lawsuit. So we lawyers, we always say it depends. It depends on the type of court. If it's in federal court versus a justice court in Arizona, it's going to be a lot different, and depending on the type of claims. But as I said in the beginning, it's better to have some sort of consultation. There are legal aid organizations that focus on housing law and those types of rights. And there are attorneys that will do consultations, especially if they feel like if you feel like you've been wrong somehow or deceived, whether with your job, with when you purchase a car and so forth. So it depends. But most of the time, at the very least, you should be seeking some sort of consultation from whatever resources there are out there. There are some free resources, and there are public service types of agencies, I guess, and state agencies. Sometimes it makes sense to file a claim with your attorney general or your employment division with your state if you have a claim that you want to pursue. But receiving claims, it's probably a good idea to read the documents, number one, and then maybe set up a call, some type of call, and to find out if you could get some kind of limited representation to at least understand what your rights are and maybe how to move forward. And Lizette, I'm going to have to dive off. I hope you don't have another question, and if you do, maybe we'll reserve it for the next time.
Yes,
Because
we'll do it second part, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry to end it so abruptly, but I am late for another meeting, and I really appreciate your taking the time today to share this information and with the public, I guess, and hopefully it provided some value.
Yes, I do think that there's a lot of information that we actually got, and I think it will be helpful for a lot of people. It was very helpful for me, so I learned a lot.
Good.
So yeah, we'll catch up, folks, in our second part of this series that's regarding misconceptions when hiring a lawyer. Thank you, Christine, for your time, and may you have a wonderful and blessed day.
Let the day enjoy you, Lizette.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
Cheers.
Goodbye.
Bye.